Right, we're live. Evening
So,
all.
good evening. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh, I know. It's been like a few weeks, hasn't it, since we were on?
Yeah. Oh, it's been so busy. Literally.
Oh, and you're
Hi
full of
all. Let
hay
us know if
fever
you.
today.
Yeah, let us know if you're here. Yeah, my hay fever is really bad today, so I apologise how I sound and if I
Oh,
sneeze or anything because I am really struggling today.
honestly, try some Tiger Balm. Just like it really helps. It's like an analgesic type stuff. I find it sort of helps sort of clear your sinuses and everything and the
Yeah, they
pain that
also
you
say
get.
about putting Vaseline around your nose, but then I feel like I can't breathe. I can't breathe anyway. So,
Oh, it's nothing worse. Those
it's
face
awful.
wipes are good. They've got hay fever face
Yeah, no,
wipes.
we've got them. I've got them, and I've got like the spray that you spray on your eyes. I've got eye drops. That's absolutely fine, but it's the sneezing. I just can't stop sneezing
Oh,
at the moment, and hence why my voice sounds really bunged up. So,
well, I'm in the lovely northwest of England, and it is raining. So,
oh, is it? Hi,
yeah,
Bad Fairy.
it started raining on Friday
Oh, you've had it quite
afternoon, ready for the
today.
weekend. Today,
Yeah,
ready for
yeah.
the
No, we
weekend.
we literally, yeah. It's been awfully hot here. Hope you're okay, Bad Fairy. Thank you for joining us. Sorry it's been so long. Um, we've got four other people. Please say hello if you're in here so we know who's here. So,
I
yeah,
just
what a few weeks that we've had, eh? With,
Oh, it's been crazy, hasn't it? With just lots of speculation and
yeah,
people not knowing what's going on and stuff with the inquest.
yeah, and all this, like who's going, who's not going. I think we've heard that Jason Rothwell hasn't been invited, which is
But is it he's
crazy.
not been invited or he didn't want to
That's what
go?
Yeah, that's what people have been saying. Yeah, apparently he messaged someone asked him and he replied saying no, he hasn't been invited. Hi Jesswig.
Mm,
Yep. And
that's
then
interesting.
yep, and then the shocking statement from Peter Faulding this morning.
I couldn't believe that. That is absolutely just blew my mind. The amount of work he's put in, and he
Yeah,
knows that case inside out, and he's also dealt with so many other cases which are similar. He's an expert in the field, isn't he?
yeah,
More training than the police, and he's familiar with that scene as well in the river. I can't believe it. But we'll
no.
we'll go. Have you got that handy to pull up so that we can show people the his statements?
Yep, I shall get Joe to put it up on her laptop because I'm too scared to press anything on this one. It's been
Oh,
too long since I loaded it up, and yeah, it's having a bit of a hissy fit. If you go to Twitter, I'm hoping it should be. Is there not the app? So how are you, Jesswig and Bad Fairy? It's been a crazy couple of weeks with everything getting closer to the inquest.
it's and
You go
everyone
to
was just getting confused because Nadia Fell commented, didn't she, on Facebook that she was upset that she wasn't invited to the inquest, and Nikki's one of her really close friends, and she was really upset, and I think quite rightly too, because I
hmm
think if I was in her position, I'd feel the same. Um, but today, a load of invites went out, didn't they?
yeah, and she's actually got one, so I'm glad to hear.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that her friends have actually been invited because that was the it was when her friends said that they hadn't been invited or hadn't been allocated a seat. It's yeah, it was actually crazy
that's
to think that. It's like, well, who's going in?
yeah, because obviously, I've got to say, my expectations of who would get called as witnesses in this trial has been blown out the water. I thought for sure that Jason would be there, because he was the person that found her. And Peter Faulding for definite. I thought he would be there, and he's not.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know whether or not they're trying to simplify things and whether or not they think that police. I'll shut up now and let you read the statement.
No, that's all right. So we've got it up. My laptop is just flashing at me. So I'm hoping you can still hear me.
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Good. So
Oh, I can't hear you. Baz Fairy, I trust Peter too. Michelle, I can't hear you. Is it just me, guys? Can you hear? Oh, hang on, guys. I'm just going to message her now just to let her know. We're not having a very good tech day today. I bought some speakers that have got a microphone in them, but you just couldn't hear me on the microphone. Just bear with us, guys.
Jen, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I'm just emailing you then.
Yeah, can I?
Can you hear me okay, guys?
I can hear you. Just give me 2 seconds. The laptop's crashed, so I've flicked onto the other one for now.
Oh, I just told them that we were having a few tech issues. Oh,
Welcome back. I hope you can't hear any back feedback at the moment because I've got to sort out the headphones. Right, Bluetooth. Sorry, guys, give us 2 seconds.
I bought some new speakers, earphones with a speaker in, and you just couldn't hear me at all, could you? So I'm going to have to buy a separate microphone for when I do lives. I've got a new laptop, and that wouldn't open a hyperlink to get on the show as well. I can't believe it. So I'm gonna have to sort out that. I think it'll just be some setting somewhere that I need to change. But I'm sorry about this, guys. Just bear with us a second. We've got the statement in front of us, and we've got some more info as well from today.
Can you hear feedback from you?
For me, I can't. Am I bouncing back? Let me. If I turn on. I'm scared to switch things.
Hi, Donna. Sorry, give me 2 minutes. Literally, the laptop crashed on me. I'm just trying to sort out the Bluetooth headphones. Hi, Steve. So we've got the statement that you can see on the screen from Peter Faulding that he literally released this morning to confirm that he hasn't been invited to the inquest. I'll read it out in 2 seconds. But if you can have a look for it. It's on Twitter. But yeah, it's absolutely shocking news when we saw that this morning. Because out of all the people, we would have thought that he would have been the one that had been invited.
Because he is an expert. He knows he's done so many missing person inquiries with like all the different police forces, and I'd just be really interested to have a chat with him right now and get his true thoughts on things, because usually he would be called to an inquest without a second thought, and he's not. And I say, why?
No, exactly. No, I just can't get over that at all.
Bad gambler, he's not being called to the inquest. It's just absolutely shocking. He's put in all that work. He was asked by the family to go, and he went and for free, and he did all that work. And he's got reports. He's got video footage that he took with his radar, and such a wealth of information that he could bring to the case, and yet they don't want it.
They've not even asked him for any of his sonar images. They've not asked him for anything. So
it's shocking. Hi, Yvonne.
It says, statement of Mr. Peter Faulding, CEO of Specialist Group International SGI, regarding the Nicola Bulley inquest. Our thoughts are with Nicola's family and close friends, and we hope that the upcoming inquest to the death of Nicola Bulley provides the answers they are seeking and deserve. SGI were called to assist in the search for Nicola Bulley by Lancashire Constabulary. Sorry, see what I mean?
Oh, bless you.
Following the request for SGI by the family. SGI, headed up by Peter Faulding, are providing proven specialists with decades of relevant experiences in underwater searches. SGI operates an array of I can't even speak, man. Advanced and cutting edge equipment. Our work is always carried out to the highest professional standard with honour and integrity, and always in the best interest of families involved, putting their concerns first. Over the years, Peter and the team at SGI have located many missing persons and vital evidence, bringing closure, relief, and dignity to the deceased, their family and friends, while providing evidence for official investigations at the same time. To clarify questions from the press and public, since leaving the scene at St Michael's on Wire on the 9th of February 2023, SGI or Peter Faulding have had no contact with Lancashire Constabulary regarding this case. I can't speak. Sorry, I'm sorry, guys. My hay fever is really bad. I'm struggling to say some words today. SGI Faulding have not been requested to provide copies of the relevant side scans, sonar search data, search reports, photographs, or notes made at the scene, and from the time spent with family members, friends, and police officers from the Lancashire Police. Furthermore, SGI and Peter Faulding have had no contact with His Majesty Coroner. SGI or Peter Faulding have not been requested to attend the inquiry or submit any evidence or statements for the inquest into the death of Nicola Bulley. Importantly, our thoughts remain with Nicola's family and friends. We do not wish to intrude on their grief at this difficult time. Our hope is that their privacy is respected and their wishes are put first as they go through this difficult period of the coroner's inquest. SGI and Peter Faulding will make no further comments.
Right, what if, I've got to say, what a lovely, well composed message that is. It is just so respectful. Even though he's disappointed by what's happened, but he explains that so well and so clear. This is the thing I love about Peter, is he just says it. There's no hiding behind anything. He's just very straightforward.
No, he
And
is.
and look at all of the evidence that he's got there that he can provide to that case. And I at the beginning I thought this coroner was going to be okay, but I'm going to come out now and I think he's been a bit of a police brown nose, frankly, in my opinion. I don't know about because I was watching his show. He's got his show on Channel 5, and I've read that and I was trying to sort of work him out, and yeah, he just seems to be like trying to get the job done quickly and simply, but I don't think he's taking into consideration the fact that so many people are suspicious of the circumstances.
Yeah.
I don't know what everyone else's opinion is, but that's mine. I'm beginning to think he's a bit of a bad egg.
No, it's absolutely awful. Like, he hasn't. Oh, you can hear me clicking. Sorry.
Yeah, I would just read in the comments, and like lots of people are saying, like, we respect Peter Faulding, and yeah, it does look like a police cover up.
Oh, 100%.
And I think he's just, keeping people out the picture that may suggest otherwise. He just wants a straightforward case. The police are going to talk and say, "This is our hypothesis. We're going to prove it with all." They're filming themselves in the water, bobbing around.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're going to look at all the facts. They're just going to look at like some, blindfolded, blindsighted way of looking at things.
Yeah, and it's going to be so interesting to see what. It's crashed again, so it's good I'm on this one. Yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see what information that they are actually going to, like, evidence they're going to show at the inquest, because I just don't know. I just can't even imagine what information they've got there.
Bad gambler. Yeah, he was used by Paul Ansell as well, because Paul Ansell asked him to go and help, and then he just stopped replying to Peter, didn't he? As well, I think that is bizarre.
Yeah. Right, let me just have a look at the comments and see who's in, because obviously
we've got a few people in now. So just hey to everyone. I'm sorry I haven't read everyone's names.
Hi 411. Hi DMV videos. It's nice to see you all back, and it's good to be back. We just want to apologise that we've not been here. It's been manic, absolutely manic, since we come back off holiday, and it's not that we've not been researching and that behind the scenes. We've been doing that, and we've had quite a lot of information come forward, hence why the videos are starting to come out now. But we're back.
Yeah, because we said at the beginning, we want to keep things factual, and we're kind of fact checking things, and we're trying to give you information that comes direct from the source rather than speculate. It's difficult. We've got our own opinions, obviously, and please take that with a pinch of salt, that our opinions are our own opinions. You don't have to agree. And everyone, respect everyone else's opinion as well if it's different. But I'm not impressed at all that Peter Faulding isn't going to this inquest, because that's really, really shocked me.
Yeah,
Because usually an inquest, they will get him in as a key witness, an expert witness, I think he would be.
yeah, no, exactly. And I was so hoping and praying that Peter Faulding would be called up as a witness, or even his evidence used, because you've seen lately some like he's been posting quite a few stuff on Twitter, like of his sonar images of what he's found, like the gun. Um, there was one of that car that he found with the guy inside of it, and some of the images that you
Oh,
could see crystal clear. So I was praying that he at least his evidence, or he would have been called up, because he does a good job. We have actually just bought his book, so we're going to start reading that, because I am in awe of what those guys do.
yeah, his technology and his experience in dealing with missing people cases is just second to none. And he mentions when he did go and assist the police in Lancashire that they told him what to do, but he's the expert. If I was a police officer and I had an expert coming in, I think I'd reverse the roles around a little bit and go, hang on a minute, you guys, us, you're the expert.
Yeah, I trust
Um,
Peter Faulding 100% times more than what I trust Lancashire Police at the moment.
that's it. Well, Lancashire police led the search in the river. They told him where he can, where he should be searching. And now they're just going completely with their own evidence and not taking into consideration a impartial um, expert witness who has got a lot of data specifically about that river at that time when they were searching before Nicky had been found.
Yeah.
And that, to me, it blows my mind. It really, really does.
Yeah, so Mike has just commented. Hi, Mike. Welcome again. Nice to see you back. Someone has obtained doorbell footage from a house on Garstang Road showing two vehicles coming out of Allotment Lane. This proves the Fletcher CCTV was selectively edited to only show Christine Bowman.
Do you know what? I've heard this quite a few times, because apparently the Fletchers actually knew Christine Bowman, but then when they handed the CCTV over to the police, they said, "Oh, we don't know who this is." So then Christine Bowman became like, "Who's this lady?" And the police put out an appeal to get her identity, but it was already known.
Yeah,
It's really, really strange.
it's crazy, the amount of things that people have found out and stuff like that. And that, we're all just, as they call us, armchair detectives, and they're still trying to portray that this stuff, like the information that they're putting out, is enough evidence to show that she didn't leave the field. It's yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Because there are so many ways of getting out that field. You could wade through the water and go to the other side of the river. I'm sorry, but it's simple. It is not a big river, and there are parts of that river that you could cross on foot. Maybe go knee high in water, but you could get across.
Yeah, if you've got the right equipment to put on, you're not going to get wet, are you?
That's it. Yeah, if you've got a pair of waders.
Yeah.
I grew up in rivers. I'm a bit of a sort of like river rat. I am. I used to go
Yeah,
canoeing, and
that's
I've been all over, and I've been in the lakes and everything, and going in that river, I wouldn't think twice about going in there. I'm a bit older now, and I've got a bad back now, and so I'm a bit more cautious about things. But back when I was in my like 20s and 30s, oh my gosh, wouldn't think twice about going in there.
I've never been like that. Like I said, I'm petrified of them.
Oh,
But
but
yeah,
like a river like that where it's calm. I'm aware of the hazards. Because I've been swimming in a river and it has some plants growing underneath, and I remember just thinking, oh, they were tickling my feet, and I thought these could get wrapped around my feet, and I got a bit scared. Um, so there are like hidden dangers to every river, but that river, no, I would quite happily go in there.
oh yeah, I would. I would
You know,
happily go in that one.
I think I'd easily get across that.
Yeah.
There's parts of that river that where the sand is and stuff.
Yep.
And there's another kind of adjoining brook as well coming that kind of there's two channels of water, isn't there, by there?
Yeah. So Mike's just commented again. The house owners on Garston Road were clever enough to keep a copy for themselves before handing it over to the police. They said the police never went public with the allotment lane vehicles footage. It's why?
I'm
This.
interested in this red van. It
Yeah.
was one of the vehicles a red van by any chance that went down allotment lane?
Yeah.
Because
It would
that,
be
to my mind,
surprising.
makes sense. Because allotment lane leads it goes all the way up to the caravan park car park, and there's actually a gate, isn't there, that you can drive up to a gate that actually opens, where I think is where they take the tractor through to cut the grass.
Yep. That's what I mean. It's just everything that we've all found out ourselves, like everyone, they've worked really hard on this just for justice for Nicola. You can
And
see.
I want to know who the witnesses are as well that saw her actually walking the dog in the field, because I've heard that some of them have retracted the statement or changed it a little bit. I don't know if it's like because of the um public interest in the case, but I've heard that that they're like doubting themselves. So
Yeah,
I can't wait
411.
to hear what they actually say, if they stick with their original statement or if they do say, to be honest, I'm not sure.
Yeah, 411's put, girls, you want to come and join me for a walk in the river? I would definitely come for a walk in the river. That one especially.
Yeah,
That's probably the only one I would actually. That's more like a stream to me. That I wouldn't really. I know it gets deep. We're not, you know, we're not.
yeah.
We're not fault like saying it doesn't, but yeah,
I
a
used to
lot of
play in
it's
rivers
pretty
like that
shallow.
when I was a kid. There was literally a river just that same size and width and strength and everything. I used to play in. We used to go to a caravan in North Wales, and there was a river, and I used to go in that river, and I'd play. I'd go out in sometimes like the holiday clothes, which was bath clothes, and I come back and I would be literally soaking hair, and I'd have had fun in the river. As I got like all my friends were the same, we'd all go in together. Our mums would be going crazy with us. We made the rope swing that went. It's huge, this big rope swing, and it swung over the river. And we had a branch to sit on, and I was swinging over in a rah skirt, and it snapped and I fell in. Um,
Where we grew up, we had this house, and it was like it had like fields for football, and right at the bottom of our house we had like a stream that run, and it had an island in the middle. And every time like
oh,
my cousins used to come over, we used to always go down there, and we was always in this river because it was so shallow, river stream. And we used to be able to jump over to the middle where the island was. And my cousin, without a doubt, every time we went there, she'd fall into this stream. So we even put a plank of wood from over so she could walk over this plank of wood to get to the island, and she still managed to fall in. And we used to go back and go, Mum, so and so's fell in the stream again.
oh no! Oh,
But
I
even
remember
that,
my mum going crazy with me because we'd be staying in the caravan and she'd only pack a certain amount of clothes. And then, I'd go out like maybe 2 days and just get completely drenched and dirty. It's river water and I'd be muddy. And the dog, we had a lassie collie, she'd be all like muddy too. And she'd be, oh my God, have you been in that river again? I was one of them children, as I say, a
yeah.
river rat. I
So
loved it.
Mike has put again, one of the vehicles is a black Range Rover with a 13 registration. I'm reliably
Yeah.
informed that it belongs to Rupert Fletcher.
So,
Wow.
because what I thought the police would do would be anyone with CCTV would be just to take the whole lot, all every single encryption of it, so that they've got the original, and it's not been edited in any way.
Yeah, so
But
like with that, the fact that it's a black Range Rover and it's come out of allotment lane, do you reckon like they've looked at that as it's someone's vehicle who lives in that lane has just exited the area?
yeah, they might have just discounted it for that reason.
Yeah, which shouldn't have been done. Everything should have been looked at straight away. But yeah, this
Because
makes me like, I would love to know what Peter Faulding, all his notes and everything that he's written down. I I would love to know all of that because just to hear,
do you reckon because it's not evidence now, he might actually just go ahead and make it public?
I'm not sure because obviously he does have a really good working relationship with most police forces.
Yeah,
So that I can understand why he is being cautious on certain things, but I just hope maybe he's keeping it under wraps at the moment because maybe he's looking at doing that police force for damages because they did the fact that they used him as a scapegoat, and said that he was the one he didn't do the right job and he shouldn't have released all this information, shouldn't have released all of that information. I'm just hoping that after that he's going to do him for damages.
yeah, because they right well and truly like dragged his name through the mud. And to be honest with you, I think he's reclaimed his name a little bit recently
Yeah,
because he's spoken publicly about the case, and um I'm tending to see more positive about Peter than negative now. But yeah, really, at the end of the day, the way Lancashire police used him as a scapegoat was disgusting.
yeah. And all of those podcasts that we've seen of Peter since like his book release, and he's mentioned about going up there, but he said like due to the upcoming inquest that he's not gonna comment on things and stuff like that. So I actually think he really believed that he was gonna get invited to go there to give evidence.
I 100%, because he just seemed like an automatic person that would get called. I didn't even give it a second thought
Yeah,
that he
I
wouldn't get
thought without a
called.
doubt he would have been called up to give evidence. But
I made a massive
he,
assumption there, but that was, he's the expert. He's familiar with that case. He gave his time and
yeah,
his equipment, and
he's not just someone that's gone up there to help. He's got a professional business. This is what he does for his living. This is not, just someone that's got no qualifications, experience, or anything like that. If anything, he's the one that's better at it. And yeah, I'm just, I don't know what to think at the moment. I do keep
I think it's because
praying.
he came out in public and he said, he said she's not in that river.
Yeah.
And I think because he said that, and that's known to be his opinion, and he's thoroughly searched that river with his scientific equipment, and he's made that remark. I think that's why. So he's not meeting the police's narrative on how things have gone.
No.
They're going to say, well, she was in the river, and she was just hidden, underneath, a tree, and we've missed her. And his information and his search is going to say, well, that's impossible because I've got sonar here, and she wasn't underneath that tree because here's the image.
Yeah. And it's amazing how crystal clear those images are as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Oh,
interesting. I'm hoping that once this inquest is over, and you can request information, can't you? Um, who the
yeah, you can do
people are.
freedom of information request, can't you, to
Yeah,
get information, and also there'll be a lot of information divulged in this case at the hearing next week as well.
yeah. The fact that it's gone from 1 day to 2 days just shows how much evidence they've got. But is it the right evidence? Do you know what I mean? Because
That's
the evidence that you thought that they would want, they. Oh, you
oh,
still there?
I couldn't hear you then, and I don't know if it's your mic or my phone.
Can everyone else hear me okay?
Is it? I'm loving the technology today. I'm so
Oh,
annoyed about these speakers not working.
I think it's the heat. It's all melting because of the heat up down here.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, it's going to be so interesting to find out what evidence they've actually got, and the same with witnesses, because most of the witnesses that we've heard about, they've most of them have actually turned around and said, "Oh no, it's the wrong day," or "We didn't see Nikki that morning."
yeah. This is what I'm really interested in hearing those people give. When I don't know, they might not read their own statement out. It might get read out for them, and it'll be a pre-prepared statement that the coroner's already seen. And usually, if the coroner's got additional questions, he'll usually, request that ahead of the hearing, ideally. But yeah, he has got an option where if everything goes pear shaped and you know, it, he can't make a decision, because he's got to differentiate between Nikki unaliving herself and accidental drowning.
Yeah, I
And how do you do that when you don't have any clear witnesses? You haven't got anyone that can say, like, I saw her, she jumped, she did this. So they can't even be sure about the entrance points to where she apparently went into the water.
yeah. Have you did you see that um post on Facebook last night from someone that apparently has known NB for 10 years?
I don't think I've seen that.
I don't know if I screenshotted it, but they basically were saying that they've known her for 10 years. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I've got it. So they've known
TMB
her.
video. So I just saw a comment about the locks as well. I've been in a few locks.
Yeah, did you see that video that we uploaded last night? The amount of water sources that are around close to where she was found.
Yeah, well, yeah, because there's a fisheries, isn't there, as well? So they've all got streams like linking the fisheries to the river and things, haven't they?
Yeah,
And I know Curtis Media, he made some films showing the waterways. He walked like around the river and around because there's another caravan site near the place where she was found as well,
Yeah,
and he
that
had a
was
good.
we we put that up on the video last night where it is.
Yeah, it's up on that video, guys. If you want to have a look, that was really well done. That video, by the way.
Yeah, so this post that come up on Facebook last night, it was stating that um, she wasn't the drinker, P was the drinker, um, and it was someone's 40th birthday. I'm not going to read it for word to word. I'm just going to say some stuff that he was knocking back the drinks, and she had turned around and told him to calm down.
Oh wow!
Yep. It's also been said on there that he had punched her twice in the face, which was witnessed by another friend, and
Oh,
that she had punched him back, hit him back, and scratched him.
so that could be the mark on his face in the interviews that everyone was talking about. Then,
Yeah, so
potentially.
yeah, so obviously on we're not obviously saying stuff that he's involved. We're just obviously saying what's come out. So from that interview that he gave, people were clearly saying that they reckon he had a mark on his face. So,
Yeah.
and the CCTV that come out of N leaving the property, again, her face looked quite marked as well. So whether that's true or not, but again, it's just all seems to be too much of a coincidence.
It's really odd. There's so many people like who were kind of like coming out anonymously saying that they knew Nikki Paul as a couple, and the kind of hinting towards possible DV going on.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think after this inquest, I think people might speak a little bit more openly as well.
Yeah. But
I
like
don't I
the
don't think
inquest,
we are going to find anything from this inquest. The way things are looking right now, the people at the coroner's calling in as witnesses is shocking me. I don't think we're going to get a kind of justice hearing. I think it is just going to be like the police think this happened, and that's just going to be taken, and that's what's going to go on a death certificate at the end of the day. I think any further court cases may have to be instigated by Nikki's family, because I don't know what their parents' feelings, their sister's feelings, friends' feelings. If they feel that something's happened, they might come out at a later date and go ahead. But I
that's
don't
the
think it's
thing.
going to be at
Like,
this inquest.
yeah, if the friends, because obviously we've noticed that some of the friends have now been allocated a seat. So if they go to this inquest and there's, because obviously they're going to touch on what happened and the run up to when she went missing. So if her friends hear anything in this inquest that makes them think, no, that's actually true, and they've got information, they might actually then decide to come forward with it.
Yeah.
But at the moment, if she's kept it quiet, like MB's kept it quiet, and people have realised stuff, because there's not actually anything that's been put out there yet, they are probably too scared to come forward, because they'll be like, well, there's no evidence of it. But if there's stuff that comes out in the inquest that there is evidence, they might
Well,
actually
really,
more inclined to come
I'm
forward
praying to
and
God
say, well,
that
no,
the
this happened on this day. We've noticed that this has happened as well.
I'm praying to God the welfare check gets discussed during the inquest, because that is very, very significant, because I don't actually know of anyone who's had a welfare check before, personally. That
Yeah,
being honest, that must be a big thing. Something
yeah,
must have happened.
and we have had it confirmed from someone close enough that on the 10th that PA did hit MB.
So there's been maybe like more than one person saying
Yeah,
that, and if it was at a big gathering, it might have been witnessed by several people.
yeah. So we have had that confirmed ourselves from someone.
It's really, really strange, but I'm just so interested to hear what they actually do listen to in this inquest, because all the people who I would have expected to see there don't they don't seem to have had the request to go.
No, no, and that's the worrying thing. If this does come out that there was DV involved, and there's been, I'm not, it's hard because if there is DV involved and they haven't investigated this properly, that's going to be awful because
It's shocking. It would be
yeah,
absolutely shocking, because for DV going on, it happens so frequently. It's not uncommon, and police might need to, take this very, very seriously. Because if there's something been going on, and there's been absolute proof that there was DV prior, just like a week or so prior, and then she's gone missing.
yeah.
It
So
just sounds
bad
so dodgy.
Amber, a little comment here and there to friends and family. Found Nikki in the garden at 3 a.m. in her dressing gown, drunk. Hold on, it's just disappeared. Found Nikki last night, drunk, asleep in the bath, etc. Yeah, that's all it takes, isn't it? You know, someone like that has that narcissistic behaviour. All you've got to do is have these little comments here and there.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like sowing seeds, I suppose, isn't it?
yeah,
And yeah.
the fact
Oh,
that if the information that got relayed to the police that about the struggles and she took up drinking again and stuff like that, when quite a few of her friends have been coming out saying that she wasn't the drinker.
I've seen that. I've heard that, like, she'd quite happily go out to a gathering and stay on soft drinks and do the driving. She'd be the designated driver. Um, you know, and if she was a habitual or addicted alcoholic, she wouldn't be able to do that,
No, exactly.
from my
And you wouldn't
experience.
you wouldn't do that, would you? Not with your kids in the car either.
That's it. Yeah, there's no way. And this is it. She drove her kids to school in the morning, and I believe she was sober. And and she got to school, and I don't know. Like, I'm just praying that the police have actually got some CCTV that they haven't told us about. This is all going to come out in the inquest. Did they find a car that's got images of her walking down towards the fields? Because that puts her in the right place, doesn't it?
Yeah. So this is the other interesting thing. How much dash cam footage are they gonna actually have of her?
It'll just be like a snippet, won't it? It'll be like seconds of a car passing her.
And how
Well,
clear it is.
the quality. Yeah, they can, if they can slow it down and get the facial recognition done. That would be good, but I don't know. It depends on the quality of the dash cam, and
Yeah. It's I'm hoping that they're not gonna put silence everyone after this inquest, because they've got, if they've really believed that this is the case, then put it out there, shut everyone up, show them what you've got. But at the moment,
This is what other police forces are doing, aren't they? Like, right, this missing submarine that we've all been talking about. Now, that was dealt with so just naturally, I think. There was, I believe there was nothing was hidden. It was all like, this has happened. We're looking for this submarine with the people in, and that coverage was sent out to the media, and because they've dealt with it in that way, there's no speculation. But as soon as the police say to people and TikTokers, as they call us all, but we're YouTubers, that they tell us, don't talk about it, don't speculate. Then our question is why?
Themselves.
Why?
Yeah.
Why don't you want us to think about it?
They? But I am really, really praying for everything that she gets justice, and those girls get justice for their mum, because
that's the main thing. Because those girls, they've got to live with the verdict, whatever is decided now. If they think their mum's unalived herself, then that might mess with their head a little bit as they grow older. They might think, well, why did my mum do that?
Yeah.
It might cause them to have maybe spiral thoughts, which because I believe that Nikki did love a girl 100% and everything, but they might start to sort of doubt that a little bit if they believe that she unalived herself.
Yeah. So, what does everyone else think in chat?
Yeah, let's have a look at chat.
Do you have faith in this inquest, or do you think that it's just going to be a big cover up? Or are you hoping and praying for us like we are, that someone? I just hope. I kept hoping as well that the closer that the inquest got, people's conscience started playing on them, and as the closer it got, they was like, no, we can't not say this, we can't not say that, and someone would speak up. So it'd be interesting to think what.
I want to know what you guys think of the coroner as well, and the way he's handling things, because he was the one that put the gagging order on the case. He's a bit of a showbiz bird, isn't he? He's done a show on his Channel 5 and everything. And the way he's dealing with things is just ruffling my feathers too much. He's not doing anything that, to my mind, is obvious. It's not you would have the eyewitness who found her there, or I don't know, maybe they're going to read his statement out and he doesn't need to be there, but I think you would expect him to be invited. Do you want to come and read your own statement and listen to the case? Because he's a key person. Then talking about Jason, and then obviously Peter Faulding did a lot of work on the search before her body was discovered. So, and putting a gagging order on the case in the first place. So I'm going to read the comments now.
Yeah, I just, I would rather have had Peter Faulding there giving evidence and giving a statement than the person that found her. I don't know. There's something about him that just doesn't add up. Changing his story and, saying that he see her from a quarter of a mile away, when you clearly see by the videos and stuff like that, that's impossible because there's so many bends there.
Yeah, because I suppose it'd be quite difficult to walk around that riverbank because it's not all flat, is it? It's quite windy.
No, and
Yeah, I don't. I just think of Jason really as I think there's been quite a few psychic of spiritual people who went out to search for Nicky. Because we're hundreds of people who are members of the public who went out and searched.
yeah,
Um, so I just think of him as a member of the public. So he was found by a member of the public, and he's seen. Yeah, he's saying he's seen the body move, and I think there must have been a time where he's phoned the police, and then they've taken their time to get there to that location.
yeah.
And I don't know how long they took to actually go and attend to him.
I know. I don't know.
And
It's
I'm hoping they go through this time frame really, really thoroughly during the inquest as well.
yeah,
Just they're using words, hypotheses and all this, and it's scientific, and nothing about this is scientific. It's very, very amateurish, actually.
mm,
It's just and shocking.
it is. I'm just reading chat quickly. What can they really do to all of us? Talking about what we see going on. What look us all up? They don't even have to. Yeah, they don't even have the room to look up the real criminals, do they? Really?
I know, and then what about Curtis Media? Bless him, he got arrested because he went to film a thunderstorm in Blackpool, but because he's been filming in the area, he's been filming the river. They've banned him again, and they're trying to prosecute him now for stalking. I think is it,
Yeah, stalking and harassment.
and it's just not true. If you look at the CPS's definition of stalking, that's not making a general video about somebody who's not here anymore, and looking at the case, which he clearly is doing. He's not stalking anyone. I think he's pissing a lot of people off. People don't like him being in the village.
Yeah, I know.
But what are
I don't
your
know
thoughts
what's
on
going to come out
on
of that.
Curtis being arrested for stalking?
Oh, I've just seen that Eddie has done a video again.
Oh, it's nice to see Eddie back in it.
Yeah, an hour ago. So we shall be watching that when we finish here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was shocked and so angry when I saw that statement from Peter Faulding earlier.
Oh yeah, I'm just reading the chat here. So it said, "See you for a chat. 1, 2, 3." The coroner worries me. Like, he was handpicked. He was a lawyer before. And he's only served as a coroner for 16 years. Yeah, it's. I thought at first, I was saying he was a good guy and he's done his show, and I think he was maybe handpicked because he's used to high profile cases, because he's been on the telly and stuff like that. That was my initial thought, but just understanding what I do now, I think he's a police brown nose. I think he's just going to go with whatever the police say happens. That's what he's just going to say. But the police said it, so that's what happens.
But
And
that's the
he's
thing, though. Like, he's got to be very careful as well, because if he does this in a way to go along with like the police's hypothesis and stuff like that, if if MB's family and friends do start to speak up, and afterwards, if they find things out that they're not happy with and take it further, he could end up losing his career as well.
that's 100%. He's got his own career to think of, and I don't envy him being in that position, taking on such a high profile case, because the whole world is watching. You've got people in the USA, Australia, what it's piqued an interest, and there's a reason for this interest as well, and it's because of the way that the police have handled it from day dot.
Yeah,
And now the coroner's actions are weird as well. So I think he's going to have to watch himself, because he will get scrutinised by his colleagues and his peers in the world of coroners.
yeah. What does everyone in chat think, actually? Do you think this is going along the lines of it's a cover up, or do you think this is going along the lines that this case is a lot bigger than we expect, and maybe they are going along the lines of, obviously they're trying to do what they can to make it look like it was a simple drowning case, but behind the scenes they're investigating something a lot bigger.
Yeah, I wondered that as well. I thought, especially at early days, I thought surely that they're investigating behind the scenes. But then it, like, Curtis videoed in the caravan park, and it spoke to the resident there, and he said that the police didn't search the caravans in Penny's caravan park for over 2 weeks after she went missing. I was like, say it again. Isn't
Yeah,
that the first place you would go and look within, a radius of where she was last known, where her phone was found? That would be one of the first places I'd go to if I was searching for her.
yeah. I think part of me just still is hoping that they're not as bad as they're making themselves look, and there is something bigger going on behind the scenes. But after the inquest, if this gets put on her death certificate that it was like a simple drowning case, they can't go back on that, can they?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think. I suppose anything can get disputed. But I think usually whatever it is put there stays there. I know someone that did dispute a death certificate, actually, because it was during COVID, early on, and they were putting anyone who had symptoms of COVID and died, they were calling it a COVID death, so they called the death COVID.
Yep.
And his uncle passed away, but he'd had a lung disease for years, and he died of the lung disease. It wasn't COVID. He didn't have COVID. He never tested positive for COVID. Yet on his death certificate, they put COVID, and he took it all the way to court, and he eventually managed to get that changed on the death certificate, because he was just really annoyed about he felt that the authorities were inflating figures of COVID.
Yeah, I suppose we've just got to still hope and pray that at the moment it will be an open verdict at the end.
Yeah.
It's the best outcome, better, not best, better outcome than calling it the Big S or accidental death.
Oh, the 411. I'm sorry about you, Mum. It's that's an awful thing to go through. He just said they tried to do that with his mum. That's awful.
Oh, 411. Yeah,
It's really disturbing.
it's horrible, isn't it?
But there's so much information that's going to come. They've got 2 days of reading all the different reports, and witness testimonies, and I just really want to hear what these witnesses say, because we know somebody who's going, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We have an actual person who is going to be there, and so we're going to get first hand exactly what's happened. We're not putting on the press. It's going to come live. So
Well, it won't
I
be
just
live,
can't
live,
wait.
but
No, not live. No, we can't do it.
no,
You don't have to
we
take
can't do
any
that.
recording
But
equipment or phones or anything in there. They're being very strict. They'll probably take all phones and things and put them in a safe or a locker or
yeah,
something.
we will be getting first-hand information from someone that's actually got an allocated seat. So at least then we know what we're being told is not what's been told it to the press, or the press has been twisted it, or anything like that. So it
Yeah, the press and the papers can put their
yeah,
own
so
narrative on it. Some of them are,
we're really
controlled
appreciate
by the
that
authorities.
person. And yeah, it'll be nice to hear what evidence and that that's going to be brought up, and what
Yeah, there's loads of stuff that I think is going to come out because, obviously, the police have just got to show their hands of cards at this inquest, and so this is what we've been working on. So it's going to be so interesting to see what comes up.
yeah,
Because there's been the gagging order, so now is the time it's going to come out. Obviously not fully because they're excluding some key witnesses, I'd say, in my opinion. But we will hopefully hear, there could be some CCTV footage that the police have just been sitting on, and we're unaware of it. Potentially other witnesses coming across, we don't know.
yeah, witnesses that we don't know about.
It's got to be somebody that's seen her on the day that is not gone into the public eye. We just literally don't know. But they've got to show the hands now.
Exactly, and that's why we're kind of glad that someone that has got in touch with us saying that they've been allocated a seat is going to relay to us information, because at least then we know what's been portrayed in there as well.
Yeah, we're getting the information from somebody we know who's completely impartial and who's just going to tell us exactly what was said, and take a notepad and pen. You're allowed to do that.
Oh, you are allowed to take pen and paper in?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you can. It's just recording information, isn't it? You're not allowed to make any sketches of the person, but I think for terms of like notation, a lot of journalists use shorthand and note and pen, and they write down their notes.
Yeah,
because my friend was a journalist. I was out with her one time, and we were at a meeting. Just it was like a local meeting, but she started writing, and like, what are you doing? Are you doodling? It's doing shorthand.
yeah, because that's the thing. Like, you've got to think how much information in any inquest comes out, and trying to remember everything that's been said. You know what your mind goes like? It just tries to process all the information. So it's good to write stuff down, especially if you don't understand what a certain word that they use, because you know what they're like. They use these big words. You can
Yeah.
go, check what it means and stuff like that, and start to understand the case a lot more.
Yeah, writing down people's names and who they are and what they do, because that can get quite confusing, because you could be sitting there listening to a statement and then you're like, well, who is this person that's wrote this statement?
Yeah,
That's not clarified at the start. So and especially as well, if you've got notes, you can look back on them days afterwards, and you can remember everything that was said. But if you don't write the note, you might forget it.
yeah,
I found when I was in uni, if I took notes down, I used to sit. I was quite notorious to sort of sit there with a notepad and pen, and I'd be writing, and then I'd always go back a couple of days later and look at my notes and type them up you know, and that was so helpful. And people who didn't do that used to struggle, and
Yeah,
quite often they'd be like, "Can you email me your notes?"
yeah.
It was,
It was strange that it the information or the allocations of the seats only come out today.
yeah, because there was some people I noticed there were a couple of people on YouTube running their channels who said that they had friends who were attending, but the list only came out today, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just
So
reading
nobody
chat.
know.
Chat 123. Yeah, we can do that. Um, so if you know someone attending the inquest, can you put a video later today asking anyone having questions they like to be asked at the inquest and add it to chat? Yeah, we could
I,
try. I'm
yeah,
clueless on inquests. I've never attended one, so
it we could they won't take general questions off the public or anyone observing the inquest. The only people that will be allowed to ask questions will be Nikki's family. Um, Potentially the police might have a question for an expert, you know, to clarify something. But you know, generally it's just the family ask the questions, you know, because it's all centered around Nikki and the cause of death, and you know, they'll probably spend a lot of time looking at Nikki as a person first, you know, before they go into anything. Who was she? Where did she grow up? You know, they'll go through a life story and really understand her as a person, and then they'll go into the circumstances of a death.
yeah.
That's what they generally tend to do. Saying that, this coroner is off the scale. I don't know what he's doing.
No, to be honest, the questions that someone might want to know, the person that's going to the inquest might actually find out that question without it even being asked. So
Yeah, I think if you sit and listen to everything, you know, probably a lot of answers will come out automatically throughout the process of it. It'd be nice to be able to ask questions. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to, you know, go in there and ask questions, but that literally the only people that will be allowed to do that. It'll be Nikki's family, and it'll be you know, probably restricted to the premise of they can only ask questions about maybe the post-mortem, and you know, so it can only be like related like strictly to her
yeah,
death.
I think with a case this big, if they done that, it would be running for about half a year with people with their questions.
Oh my god, yeah,
It would.
yeah, loads of people would be hyping up because it's just been the way it's been handled is so strange. That's why it's been, you know, everyone's looking at it and going, you
Yeah,
know,
they
about the
are.
way that local police have dealt with it.
Yeah, right.
You know, but you know, the coroner's got to make a you know, differentiate between accidental unaliving and doing it on purpose.
Yeah, no,
And
exactly.
that's a really hard call with the evidence they've got, because you know they don't have any evidence from what I can see to suggest that she went out with the intention to unalive herself.
No, there's none at all really from what
And there's also no evidence that she fell in accidentally.
yeah, there's no
So
for that as well.
it's really it's crazy that I'm so shocked by the way that people who are key witnesses are being discounted from this inquest. I just find that, yeah, I've got no words for a change.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Right.
Shall we
Yeah,
head off anyway? Because
because I'm
it's getting
struggling
like,
with this hay fever now. I'm trying my hardest not to sneeze on here.
oh bless. Oh, we've
It's
got rain at the moment and stuff. It's still dead hot.
Yeah, no, it is, especially down here. It's there's no let up of it at the moment.
Oh, I'd like some nice weather for the kids over the weekend so that they can go out and do something, go out in the shorts and t-shirts and chill out in the garden because I've been stuck in school uniform one week when it's been like really hot. But as soon as I got in a car to pick the kids up from school, it started raining. Like, yeah, weekend, isn't it? Friday
Yeah,
afternoon, rain.
I had a sports day today, and all the kids are in the shade, and the parents are in the full blouting sun.
That happened to me last time. When I went to sports day. And I went with my mum, and I had a little shawl, but it was quite thin. It was and I got sunburnt through this shawl that I was using to cover my shoulders up, and I was because I'm like really fair skinned, and I just got burnt. To the extent that it hurt for about 3 weeks after. I think it was peeling and not very nice. I won't describe it. It'll make you feel sick.
No,
Not nice.
but yeah, we will put some sort of video up, and if anyone's got any questions, we can write them down, and hopefully we can pass them on to the person that is attending the inquest. At least then, if they've got that when they come out, if anything's been covered of any of the questions that have been asked, they can hopefully write it down straight away, so nothing's forgotten.
Yeah, that's it. Because maybe if they've got a list of questions, they could write the list and to go in with, and then if it gets answered, they can write, like the name of the person and what they said, how they answered that, and and then report back on what was said.
Yes, definitely. But no,
I'm
thank
just
you
so glad.
for,
I am just absolutely like so excited now because it's somebody that I know and I trust, and they're going in, and we're going to get some absolute first hand information.
yeah, because we don't even know what press is going at the moment. The only one I've heard
Yeah.
about is that Lancashire Post. Um, yeah, at the moment, I
Yeah,
don't know how much you can trust them, because obviously they're under the same area.
because they have to have a good working relationship with the police really in order to function.
Yeah,
If they start criticizing the police, then they're probably not going to get any stories and stuff. So I'd say they're not. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know if there's been national interest, there's been international interest.
well, yeah. This
You
is
know,
the thing, isn't it? This case.
so some of the media outlets got criticised in the police conference last time, didn't they? So was it Sky,
Yeah, Sky and
um,
ITV.
ITV as well? As they got criticised. God, ITV's getting pulled through it at the moment. But
Oh,
they might not be welcomed at the inquest, but there might be other channels that are invited to go cover the case.
yeah.
Maybe
And
the
it'd be
BBC.
nice to see if oh, I can hear feedback now. If there's any um press outside of the inquest, that the ones that aren't allowed inside.
Yeah, that's right as well. Yeah, because there will be some that will stand outside and they'll try and speak to people as they go in.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Potentially, yeah, that's not
Yeah.
unheard of.
Right,
Um,
I can feel sneeze coming on, so I'm gonna
oh, well, do you know what? You've
disappear.
done really well. You've
Thank
soldiered
you.
on. I'm sorry it's been so long, guys. It's just that we're parents. We've got kids and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's literally been such a manic couple of weeks. So, but no, thank you all for sticking around and supporting us. And yeah, we will be going live obviously again once we get some feedback from our source that's there.
Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
just want to
Yeah.
stress, we're not we the person that's going has contacted us, and they're going because obviously they have got so much support on this case and for Nikki, and they just want answers. It's not to, it's not for any other reason. They just want to, they're interested to find out for her and how big this case has been. It's just awful.
Yeah,
And I just hope,
because there's a lot of people invested a lot of time
yeah,
in this case, because they can, well, it's a safety issue. It's a sisterhood thing. I think Nikki is quite similar to myself in a lot of ways, and I'd just hate to think if I went and took my dogs for a walk and disappeared, and the police would just go, oh yeah, she just went off and unalived herself, or she fell in that river.
no,
I'd want them to at least look at some other options, because there's from what I'm hearing from people, there's a really, really high possibility that something's amiss.
yeah, no, exactly. So, and I think that's why everyone is so invested in this case.
Yeah.
Because
And the
nothing
person that's
has,
going, they've spent hours researching this. We've got to give credit to them.
yeah,
Absolute, really, really hard work gone in the background. We're all investigating different things, and we're trying to come with factual information rather than speculation, although we do have our own personal opinions. But yeah, we want truth. We want
yeah,
the truth for Nikki and the
we want
kids.
the truth, and we just hope and pray that one day, if not, it's over the next 2 days of the inquest. We just hope one day that she will get justice. So,
Absolutely. I just hope that somebody's got the courage to speak out and just say what happened, because I believe that people know. I really, really do. But they'd have to do it on the record and say, not be anonymous, and they have to make an official report, complaint, concern. If they did, I'd support them. If they wanted a bit of moral support,
yep,
I'm here.
yeah,
Tell me, and I'll do my best to get them, legal help and stuff, to make sure that we get the truth, because I followed this case from the start, from day dot, as soon as I heard, and I'm just, it's not adding up. It's just really, it's not right,
no, it's
and
not.
that's my gut instinct, and I've got a big gut.
Yeah, and we just hope, that if it is the case that something's amiss on this case, that MB's up there looking down at us all and is thankful that people are fighting for her.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
it. I think,
so
but
everyone stay cool as
yeah.
much as you can in this heat wave.
So what are we going to do then? Are we going to do another live before the inquest to get some questions? Shall we do that, or
Yeah,
shall we
we
just?
can, I don't, well, so we'll have to put a post up when we can go live.
So is that likely to be
So
like maybe Monday or
yeah,
something?
yeah, we could try and do one Monday. If not, if we can do one Sunday, we will. It's just we've got a busy weekend this weekend.
Yeah,
But yeah, keep an
saving.
eye out. We will put post up when we're going live, and we will keep you informed as soon as we hear from our person that's there. So
So so everyone, if you want to think of some questions that you any
yeah,
questions you've got that you want answers for, just let us know.
yeah. If
We'll
let us know
see if
before,
it automatically might get answered. We'll ask the person to listen out for it.
yeah. So you've got our Facebook group. You can join if you're on Facebook. If not, obviously on our page you've got our email address. So just drop us an email. And we'll write everything down. And yeah, we'll put a post up when we're able to go live. But let's just keep our fingers, toes, everything you can keep them crossed
I'll
for
cross my eyes.
yeah.
I just read in the comments here. Yeah, the 411 walk with me. Yeah, 100%. Justice for Nicola Bulley, and um, see you at chat. Rejoice in paradise, Nikki. That's lovely. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly.
that's lovely.
We just want. That's all I want is justice. I want the truth to come out. And, I want this case investigating properly.
Yeah, that's it. We want our trust back in the police force
Yeah,
as
because
well.
I'll just come out and say I do not trust the police in this. It's just the way they've handled things. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think my local police would deal with a similar case like this.
No, no, exactly. And if anything happened, I think I would rather have Peter Faulding investigate anything than the police at the moment.
Oh my God, yeah, Peter Faulding. I just got so much respect for that guy, and they've tried to drag him down, but he's a good guy. He's risen back up again.
Yeah, no,
And
definitely. And I think that's the good thing about it. Everyone has got behind him, you know,
yeah,
hands down to them, him and his team for the work that they do. So thank you,
yeah,
Faulding. That's all we've got to say.
yeah. So think of questions for next time when we're on, and we'll compile a list, and we might have some further updates as well because things are going a bit wild at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, thanks guys and take care. And we'll
but
catch
thank you, Bad
you.
Fairy, and see you at chat. And the 411. I can't
Yeah,
help.
411.
Yeah, thank you guys. There's been so many more people as well. I've seen probably in chat. I can't read them all out.
Yeah. No, loads. It's nice to see you all again, but we won't leave it as long this time, I promise.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
right. Yeah, so
So take
take care,
care,
guys.
lovelies,
Speak
and
very soon.
see you soon. Take care.
Right. Bye bye.
Bye.